We know that Colorado is colorful, but did you know it's also collectible?
I think it's just something that a lot of people find happiness in.
From a pairing of cars and clothes,
this all makes me happy,
to the Broncos and baseball.
It connects people, connects families.
To some of the odder collections in our state, like washing machines.
The oldest one I have dates back to 1844.
Or keys.
We've got a key from Hitler's side table.
We'll take you back in time to the 80s.
I would describe the 80s as rad, gnarly, awesome, tubular.
Even use the Force.
Almost every version of every Star Wars character.
Welcome to Collectible Colorado. Welcome to this Denver7 Plus special presentation. I'm Jason Gruenauer, coming to you from Mile High Comics, the Jason Street mega store. And this place is just chock full of thousands of comics and figures and memorabilia and, of course, collectibles. And that's what we're going to be talking about for the next little while. The collections of Coloradans, unique and interesting and different, some of which you probably never even knew existed. And we want to start with a collection that started with things that were left behind. A summer stop off in Colorado's mountains with one of the biggest collections in the world. Tucked in the mountains of Estes Park.
We've got the Twin Sisters peaks behind us.
Home to hummingbirds and history.
It's just kind of overwhelming, you know, it's crazy to see all the history that is here for over 100 years.
Sits the Seven Keys Lodge, formerly known as the Baldpate Inn.
Developed in 1917, the early days of Estes Park Valley.
In 2020, new owner Meredith Powell and her family bought the 100-year-old property, looking to unlock the potential of this historic inn.
In the main lodge, we've got 12 rooms, and then we have 4 cabins outside of the main lodge that we can rent out as well.
And one tradition, starting in the 20s with famed lawyer Clarence Darrow.
So he left the first key in 1923, and that kind of kicked it off.
A single metal memento from each guest grew as generations passed.
From what we've been told is the world's largest key collection. I have not seen it written in the Guinness Book of Records, but we've got well over 20,000, close to 30,000 keys that hang from the ceiling and the walls.
The central piece of decoration here is actually tens of thousands of them.
We also have a key to the Royal Chapel at Westminster Abbey. This is the key to the first United Airliner mainliner plane that flew through Denver. Key to this ocean liner that was gifted to Ethel Mace back in 1935. We've got keys to submarines, we've got keys to airplanes, we've got telegraph keys.
And yes, they get asked the question you're likely thinking about.
People come in all the time and they say, so what's the coolest key you have here?
One of our most notable keys is we've got a key from Hitler's side table. So I know not the best character that we like to recognize in history, but it's very fascinating that we actually have a couple of keys, one to his side table, one to his home.
The key room is also where the lodge's bar is, serving up a smoked version of an old-fashioned that's aptly named.
And there's the keyhole.
A place to sit, sip, and stare.
And it is amazing how many people over time would leave a key and how many people think it's such a cool thing to be a part of this Baldpate history.
Knowing each piece of metal opened a door, started a vehicle, was a piece of someone else's life story at some point in time.
These are more than just keys, these are part of people's families and their stories. It's really fascinating.
There may be 100 years of history in these walls, but there's plenty more hanging from its ceiling.
And a key fits, that's right.
And if you think collecting keys is unique, just you wait. You clearly haven't met my friend life-sized Iron Man or way more than life-size Spider-Man here. And people usually love what they collect, right? That's why they spend so much time, so much effort, so much money bringing together a collection. But sometimes you also have to love who is doing the collecting. And a couple of years ago, Thomas Hoppo brought us exactly that story.
Oh, we've been together for 60 years, going on 66.
The saying, "you'll do anything for love,"
What'd I say?
could have very well been written by Barb, because she'll do anything for her husband Lee.
Oh, definitely.
We've lived here since 1974.
66 years of unconditional love.
No complaints.
Not even when Lee wanted to turn his home into his passion.
Well, it says Lee Maxwell, collector of old and unusual. They should have interchanged these two lines, old and unusual collector.
Step inside Lee's home, and you'll see for yourself.
Equipment in the 40s and early 50s.
Things are old here, but open this door, and that's where things get unusual.
There's a bunch of wash machines here.
He collects wash machines. That's his hobby.
I could tell you a story about each one.
Lee Maxwell is the owner of the only washing machine museum.
The oldest one I have dates back to 1844.
Open another door, and there's more.
700 machines in this room. This is the twist. They all have a unique story behind them.
Lee has a total of 1,500 machines. But according to his wife,
He does not know how to use a washing machine.
I didn't sort the clothes and they all turned out pink. I've been forbidden to touch the washing machine.
the reason Lee and Barb do this? Love.
Wash machines just seem to be our bit.
And when you love something, you'll do anything.
I'm no spring chicken.
Even let it go, to share that love.
This thing is too crowded to be open to the public.
One day, Lee will give their museum to the world.
A new home.
Until then,
and it's my desire to keep it going.
Thomas Hoppo, Denver7.
We're not sure if anybody can actually top a washing machine museum, but there's a man in Elizabeth, Colorado who's willing to try, because for him, collecting classic or really cool cars wasn't enough. He had to add clothing to the mix. Jesse Cohen takes us to Rambler Ranch.
Terry Gale is no stranger to driving around. That may seem pretty obvious by the hundreds of cars on his property.
It's the only one ever done.
Rambler Ranch all started with a single vehicle.
There's a picture of my dad's car. The day I drove it to Denver, I was probably around 25-ish.
Terry's dad's Nash could have ended up in a landfill.
Sitting out there all rusty out for 18 years outside to the beautiful piece of art that it is today.
But instead, it started all of this.
This houses my Nashes from, eventually from 1917 to 1957.
One of the world's greatest automotive collections, hiding in rural Colorado.
Nowhere in the world is there a museum for this company, and I thought, well, here's something I can do that no one in the world has done.
And unlike any other car museum, Rambler Ranch takes the experience a step further.
So this all makes me happy.
A vintage collection was waiting for the right creative director.
Terry had a lot of mannequins on display, but they were not up to par with the way his cars were being displayed.
That's when Daniel Green stepped in.
I came on a tour here at the ranch. I just saw a lot of creative possibility here.
Bringing big Hollywood glamour to the forefront of Rambler Ranch.
The creative process is simple. It's play. I never imagined that I would be out in the rural countryside of Colorado, living my mini Hollywood dream. I'd never saw it coming, but I wouldn't change it for anything.
He's a huge reason why this eclectic oasis challenges how many times visitors can say wow.
This wow, just like there is it gives me goosebumps to think about. Actually, that does it for me too. When I see their enthusiasm.
To show personality through what someone chooses to wear, I think is powerful. And I think it creates such dynamic, you can just get a sense of somebody the way that they're presenting themselves. And that is the same with these characters here.
Most of the time, these buildings are quiet, but the stories are much louder than you can imagine.
Anything can happen anywhere.
In Elizabeth, Colorado, I'm Jesse Cohen reporting.
Still to come, we head out to the ballpark, or at least across the street, to get a glimpse of America's pastime through the home for baseball artifacts here in Colorado. Welcome back to Collectible Colorado, and welcome back to Mile High Comics. I'm Jason Gruenauer. Check out this Michael Jordan vinyl figure, price tag $200, so I'm gonna be quite careful. But did you know the sports memorabilia industry every year, according to Forbes, is a $15 billion industry? If you want to check out some sports history, maybe before you check out a baseball game in downtown Denver, be sure to check out this collection. Bruce Hellerstein has a lot of baseball stuff.
Stuff to celebrate our national pastime.
So much stuff that he turned his personal collection into a nonprofit museum, the Ballpark Museum.
To really appreciate it, the history is so vital.
It's basically right across the street from Coors Field and has plenty of stuff from the original and classic ballparks of yesterday.
This is the only venue that has, or public venue that has seats from each of the 14 classic ballparks.
And history from those still around today.
I have one of the very, very few actual panels from that Green Monster when they were expanding the scoreboard.
Here to welcome in visitors of all ages to celebrate baseball and where it's played.
It connects people, connects families.
Outside the museum, there's also one other mega baseball collectible that calls Denver home. It might be the literal holy grail of baseball cards. A 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle rookie card in perfect mint condition. The card was last on display in Denver last year for the MLB All-Star Game. It's owned by a private collector, Marshall Fogel, and required an armored truck and police escort before it was put on display, because the value of this single card is estimated at between $10 and $20 million. And this wouldn't be a show about Colorado collectibles if we didn't mention those diehard Broncos fans out there and all of their collections of orange and blue. And I scoured the web, and I think I found one of the best fan cave basements out there. Welcome to Dan Gudendorf's basement. He was kind enough to send along a video tour of his Broncos basement as we head down the stairs into Bronco heaven. Let's start with this wide panning view. Now, Dan has a bit of a holiday Broncos collection, hence the Christmas tree and all the snowmen. But just look at it. Orange and blue as far as the eye can see. Obviously the focal point, the TV for all the game day viewing, but you can view just about anything else you'd like down here. A Broncos microwave, plenty of wall decor, several cases full of bobbleheads, figures, helmets, footballs, and plates. There's Broncos glassware, Broncos gnomes, Broncos mugs, Broncos beer cans, a neon logo, of course, and it just keeps going. Scented candle? Sure, it's orange. Check this out. Even the window well outside of the basement window has Broncos stuff in it. Of course, the all Broncos Christmas tree, and let's finish it off with the dancing snowman in the Peyton Manning jersey. For that very impressive collection of hundreds, if not thousands of pieces of Broncos memorabilia, we give you our Mile High salute. But if you're talking about thousands, you can find it here in the sea of comics at Mile High Comics. From every genre, almost every character, almost every decade, including the 80s. And if you're into that decade, or you just want to eat a good slice of pizza surrounded by some glam rock and neon, we have a collection to show you. Plus, the force is strong with this local business. We chat about the most expensive toy in their collection and how something you might have lying around your house could be worth some major cash. That and more when Collectible Colorado returns. Welcome back to Collectible Colorado. I'm Jason Gruenauer, and I am just geeking out here at Mile High Comics. Check out what I found. Marvel's Secret Wars. This comic book could be the future inspiration to some big blockbuster movies. And this comic is from 1984. If you want more where this came from, or that decade more broadly, we have another collection to show you. All you gotta do is head to Fort Collins.
We make our own dough fresh, make our own sauce, nothing frozen.
A slice of heaven.
I think everybody loves pizza.
And everything that comes with it.
It's impossible not to have fun while eating pizza.
But why limit that fun to just the food? That inspired Alex Morgan to create this.
Totally 80s Pizza is the world's only 1980s pop culture history museum and restaurant. If it's 80s pop culture, we've got it. Vintage cereal boxes, toys, autographs, movie memorabilia. This is Han Solo and Carbonite from The Empire Strikes Back.
The pizza's yummy.
Hand me your plate.
Customers crave the slices, sure.
Ooh.
But the nostalgia is the real draw.
It's definitely a conversation starter.
There's something about that innocence and fun that I think draws people to the restaurant.
Oh, look at there's Jan Michael Vincent. He was a stud muffin.
A little cheesy in more ways than one, but hey, that's the 80s.
You can talk about the 80s or you talk about pizza. It's a great place to just come and get to know people, I think.
I would describe the 80s as rad, gnarly, awesome, tubular.
And for Morgan, getting back to his favorite decade started by going back to the future.
Back to the Future Part 2, when they go into 2015.
Welcome to the Cafe 80s.
Marty goes into a place called Cafe 80s, which is like an 80s themed restaurant. My wife and I looked it up and we couldn't find anybody that had done it.
Turns out people totally loved it.
We can get up to 10,000 tourists just in the summertime alone.
So he said, I really want to go to 80s Pizza. So we drove an hour and a half up here to come get some pizza.
There wasn't enough seating. Too many people wanted to come.
So earlier this year, Totally 80s motored over to this righteous new spot.
So we've about doubled both our dining room and our kitchen area.
A new home in an old Pizza Hut, which is cool because it kind of... Whoa.
It's like a movie star. When you think of the 1980s, you think of the 1981 DeLorean. We've rented it out for weddings, 80s birthday parties.
Anyone remember how many gigawatts?
It's the amount of electricity in a bolt of lightning.
All of it. And I mean all of it. Here to put a smile on somebody's face.
Totally 80s Pizza exists to bring joy to people, come out to eat and have good pizza and have fun.
Because yes, at the end of the day, collecting is about having fun. I mean, look at this guy. And if you're interested in Star Wars and shopping at a local small business, you can come here to Mile High Comics, or if you're in Littleton, you can head to the Empire.
As a collector myself, I can say it's nirvana.
And this version of paradise,
people come in and are just flabbergasted looking around at things,
is all for sale.
Basically anything from, nerd pop culture, that's pretty much what you'll find here.
Jeff's Collectible Empire in Littleton has thousands of items in its cases and floor to ceiling on its walls.
Top of the list is definitely Star Wars. That's definitely our biggest seller. Next, probably Marvel, Transformers. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe.
With a name like Empire, yes, the force is strong in this shop.
Some of the more expensive graded figures we've had have been in the thousands.
Which brings us to price tags. Collectibles here can range from a few bucks to, I should probably check with my significant other.
It's a prop replica from Power Rangers, coated in 24 karat gold, and it is signed by the actor.
That'll cost you just under $3,000.
A step outside of what you would have gotten for Christmas.
The shop gets all of their inventory from private collections, people who bring in things from their attics or decide it's time to part with their own personal collections.
You just see the craziest things day in, day out, because you never know what's going to come through the door.
What started as owner Jeff's personal collection overflowed his basement and became this store, now sharing its showpieces with anyone willing to shop.
You never know, as a collector, what you're going to find. It could be your holy grail.
Whether it's the whole store at Jeff's or the entire warehouse here at Mile High Comics, as you've seen, some collections in Colorado can have a pretty massive footprint. But coming up,
and they're all organized by what type of plant they are.
How a collection of thousands of individual items fits into this single box in Breckenridge, and how the goal of this collection is to be given away for free. That's next. Welcome back to this Denver 7 Plus special presentation, Collectible Colorado. I'm Jason Gruenauer. We've been showing off some pretty cool, unique, and interesting collections, but we got to show you what they have in their collection at Mile High Comics. The first Spider-Man, the first Captain America, Daredevil, Thor, and the X-Men. Look at those price tags, from the tens of thousands to the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if you have anything like this in your collection, the last thing you're doing is giving it away for free. But in the mountains, that's exactly what they're doing with their collection. Dan Grossman takes us to Summit County to show how that is actually benefiting the community.
We say don't judge a book by its cover.
They can be cool.
But in Meg Quirk's case,
I had been wanting like a pair of like short overalls, and I saw these. I was like, here we go.
her attire is just as colorful as she is.
Yes, I'm definitely one of the louder people we have here.
Meg is the patron services lead at the Summit County Library in Breckenridge, Colorado. So it was almost instinctual that she be the one to start up its Seed Library program last year.
All right, so this is our Seed Library. It's made from an old card catalog, if you can remember those.
The Seed Library is exactly what it sounds like, a collection of seeds from various plants that people can come in and take free of charge to grow at home. It's a program that has gained a lot more popularity since the pandemic, as some proponents estimate there are more than 660 nationwide.
Across the country, more and more seed libraries are popping up, and they're helping to solve two issues. On one hand, they're helping libraries engage with the community as they move away from traditional reading centers. And seed libraries are also helping to provide fresh produce to places across the country hit hard by food insecurity.
It's just like a fun way for people to come together, and you have people that are like, I have a black thumb, I can't do anything plant related, and we're like, we don't care, just come on in. To other people that we've had a master gardener come in for one of our programs and teach everybody about seed saving. So it's been a really cool way for the community to come together.
Breckenridge might not experience this issue as much as other places, but in areas where grocery stores aren't as accessible, the seeds offer families a way to cut down on costs and get more nutritious foods. The U.S. Department of Agriculture estimates about 10% of communities nationwide have low levels of access to healthy foods.
I can just open up one of the cabinets, and they're all organized by what type of plant they are.
You think about the number of cucumbers, tomatoes, and herbs that you can get from just one seed, and it sets families up for success while engaging more with the world around them.
People are like, that's an awesome resource for the community. So I think just like those general like social media or like signs coming out have been really helpful.
Now it's just up to people like Meg to get the message out there that this is available in their own unique way.
The Seed Library kickoff, I wore them. That was the first time they got worn here at the library.
I guess she's already a step ahead with the overalls. I'm Dan Grossman.
Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for watching. A big thank you also to Mile High Comics for having us out, letting us shop around a little bit. I'm sure I'll be filling a bag on my way out the door. We hope you enjoyed this look at some of the unique and cool collections that Coloradans have to offer. I'm Jason Gruenauer. For more content like this, download the Denver7 Plus app for your favorite streaming device.